think the pandemic has made it abundantly clear that computing, particularly access to the internet, is now a fact of life for everyone.
Con el problema que estamos viviendo ahora de la pandemia, es difícil estar afuera, ir a clases, ir nomás al parque es imposible, no se puede, y con la tecnología ellos pueden estar en sus clases, pueden estar conectados en el programa.
Technology has always been important to us here at NYA. It's been essential to our connection with our community. It's where students write their essays, do their research.
This year, technology has been crucial. We have been able to do computer programming, photojournalism, creative writing, even yoga, all over Zoom.
We are learning about new software and technologies so we can provide the same level of attention and care to our students and our families no matter where they are.
NYA supported me throughout remote learning by lending me a laptop and helping me become successful during the college application process.
One hope I have for the NYA community is that our students will be inspired by this program. I want us to kindle our students' interests and show them possibilities, career paths they may not even know exist.
Mi esperanza para con NYA es que ese programa siga. Yo sé que ese programa ha estado por muchos años en la comunidad.
One hope that I have for the NYA community is that everyone remains healthy and hopeful as schools slowly begin to open up.
One hope I have for the NYA community is I hope NYA reaches more students who need support.
It is important that we improve the technology here at NYA. Technology is the future, and we hold our students' futures. We're here to help them and support them in order to reach their best.
Hello, my name is Esmeralda Martinez. I've been part of NYA since the 4th grade. This is my first year of being an instructor.
Wait, who's the first person to be alive, or?
We're very deep questions.
Very deep.
My favorite part reading with Esme is that she picks out good stories and tells funny jokes.
The emojis on here. 1, 2, 3, go.
My favorite part about reading with Esmeralda is learning new words.
I am very excited to be back in person at NYA because I have not actually met all of my students. Even though we see each other online, it's just not the same. We can do today Pictionary, and tomorrow we'll do Why Were You.
I hope for the NYA community is be safe during the pandemic.
The hope I have for NYA community is that they help more kids like me.
Pikachu.
One thing I'm most excited about for in-person NYA is all the activities and arts and crafts.
I wish. I wish. They find a way to always bring smiles to our Zoom meetings, and it's just amazing. And on your name, I'm gonna put like a line, and that's how many points you have. One hope that I have for the NYA community is that we continue to be this big family that supports each other, and to go back to normal like we were before COVID.
Of x minus 2 shifted to the right
And then upward.
and then up by 3. That looks good. Yep.
At NYA, we're really volunteer driven. We have over 30 volunteers who work with our students in many different capacities, from teaching elective classes like robotics and yoga and creative writing to teaching one-on-one in every academic subject for every grade.
This year I took yoga as my elective, and my teacher was Sandra. She was really chill, and she really showed me how to take care of myself.
Well, this year I had a tutor. Her name is Melissa, and that not only she helped me with pre-calc, but she also supported me.
I am a tutor at NYA. To me, it's been an amazing experience being able to work with these kids on such a consistent basis. To me, the most meaningful interactions that I have with students is when I really get to see the light bulb go on in their heads when I'm teaching them a new concept. Once you really see that in your students, it's an amazing feeling, and it's part of the reason why I keep on coming back to NYA year after year.
It's so important for our volunteers to get back on campus in person with our students. There's something so magical about that face-to-face interaction. Our volunteers, they come from all sorts of different backgrounds, they have different careers, and beyond just what they're teaching our students in the classroom, the life lessons that they have through these relationships that they build with the students is so important.
Okay, how about this one? This one is negative, it's pretty much 0, -4. What do you think would happen to that?
I think it'll be positive, so 0, +4.
My hope for the future of NYA is just to continue to build this social capital that we've been able to foster over the past few decades with these great volunteers and with our students.
One hope that I have for the NYA community really has to do with opening back up. It's no secret that our students are itching to come back to campus. They've been cooped up inside of their homes for so long.
As for me, it's just coming talking face to face and not through a screen. Cause Carol, she's funny and everything. I love talking to her.
What I'm most grateful for is also NYA giving us the opportunity to have these electives, because I know my school doesn't have creative writing, yoga, and then these volunteers, they're volunteering their time to educate us on what they're passionate about, which I love. So yeah, I feel like I'm learning a lot from them.
Hello everyone, my name is Annalise Garcia. I am 11 years old and in the 5th grade at Westminster Elementary.
And my name is Ian Duarte. I'm 9 years old in the 4th grade at Grandview Boulevard Elementary.
I cannot wait to come back to NYA because then I will have the ability to speak and do my work in person. I won't have to type my questions in the chat or always putting the mute or unmute button. I really miss not being able to do the same activities as we used to do, such as playing jailbreak.
I cannot wait to come back to NYA because I really want to see how tall everyone has gotten. I'm usually the shortest, and it is fun to see how we have grown. I really miss hanging out with my friends and playing sharks and minnows.
We are honored to be the first this evening to welcome all of you to the
Neighborhood Youth Association's 38th Annual Scholarship Awards event. I now introduce Daniel Asensio, one of tonight's MCs.
And I now introduce Maria Diego, tonight's other MC.
Good evening to everyone, and thank you for coming to this event tonight. We appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day to support NYA and to celebrate our scholarship recipients.
Even though this year the dinner is virtual, it is still nice to have the opportunity to see everyone gathered here.
My name is Daniel Asensio. I will be one of your MCs for tonight's event. I thank all of you here for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this. I am a junior at St. John Bosco High School and proud to be a part of NYA for the past 5 years. I feel as though throughout my time at NYA, I have seen myself change for the better. For example, I've grown my interest in engineering and now lead my robotics team. I don't think the quiet and shy kid that I was in middle school could have led a group of 34 classmates in a project like I do now. The skills I learned at NYA have helped me more than I could have imagined, such as public speaking, teamwork, and leadership.
Hello everyone, my name is Brenda Diego and I am one of your MCs today. It is an honor to be able to speak here today. I am an 11th grader who attends Animo Venice Charter High School, and I have been a part of NYA for 3.5 years. The skills I have learned at NYA, such as leadership, time management, and communication, have led to me having many leadership roles in school clubs. I am president and founder of the Giving Interact Club, president of Junior Committee, editor of Yearbook Committee, and vice president of Animal Student Body. Outside of school, I participate in Baile Folclórico Nueva Antequera, which focuses on representing the Oaxacan community. Additionally, I am a student involved in the STEM high school program at LA Trade Tech, and from this, I was able to determine my intended major, criminal justice and psychology. Without NYA, I would have not had the courage to join all the clubs I am involved in, let alone create my own club. I also would have not been informed about the college process or had access to all the resources given to me by NYA.
Over the past year, all of our studies have been transferred to online. It's been difficult to maintain my course load without the crucial face-to-face interaction that a class like engineering requires. At times, I lost my drive to finish anything as the stress of the pandemic weighed down on me. With NYA's help, I eventually regained my confidence and felt better about my classes. However, virtual schooling has not been easy.
Hearing that NYA is hoping to reopen for the next school year made me very relieved and excited. I say this because NYA is an accepting community where everyone is welcome. I am excited to attend weekly workshops where I can continue to advance my leadership, communication, problem solving, and time management skills. I also cannot wait to do my internship with friendship groups because I will be able to gain a personal connection with younger students in hopes that I can be a mentor to them.
It is now my honor to welcome the chair of NYA's Board of Trustees, Bishop John Harvey Taylor, to give an invocation.
Thank you, Daniel, and thank you, Brenda, too. I'm John Taylor, Bishop of the Episcopal Diocese of Los Angeles, the fraternal heart partner of Neighborhood Youth Association, a purely secular organization in terms of its structure, but with a kissing cousin in the Episcopal Diocese of Los Angeles, supporting it and helping bear it through, particularly these difficult times when you, leaders and supporters of NYA, have been so generous and so constant. At this point every year, after hearing from some of our kids, I'm conscious of their resourcefulness and their courage, but at the end of this year of years for NYA, I'm thinking as well of their adaptability and their flexibility. Think about how these gifts honed this year will enable them to thrive as they move forward into higher education and their vocations. Such a blessing to be with you this evening. Let us pray. Gracious God, your people in the wilderness, according to the Bible stories, gain from the wilderness experience a deeper understanding that God needed them to think about how they might do better for their siblings, for one another, and for God's creation. From this experience in the COVID wilderness, help us better understand our obligation to care for our neighbor. And those who support NYA do that every day, and especially tonight, by supporting scholarships at NYA to enable us to, story by story, individual by individual, ensure the thriving of each of those for whom NYA cares. We pray this in thanksgiving for God, however we construe the Almighty. Amen. And now it's my pleasure, as it is every year, to introduce and welcome my colleague Sarah Newman, member of NYA's Board of Trustees, which I have the pleasure of chairing, and chair of tonight's Scholarship Award benefit. Thank you, Sarah, for your leadership, your vision, your energy, and your dedication to NYA students and families.
Thank you, Bishop, for your strategic commitment and faithful generosity on behalf of the children, youth, and families of Neighborhood Youth Association. We are truly blessed to have you as our visionary board chairman. And now, welcome to NYA's 2021 Scholarship Awards benefit help, and hope. My name is Sarah Newman, NYA trustee and chair of tonight's virtual event. We are so excited to share the stories of perseverance and resilience that have sustained the NYA community throughout the challenges of the past year and provided us with optimism for what lies ahead. Bienvenido al beneficio de los premios de becas 2021 de NYA, Ayuda y Esperanza. Mi nombre es Sarah Newman, fideicomisaria de NYA y presidente del evento virtual de esta noche. Estamos muy emocionados de compartir las historias de perseverancia y resiliencia que han sostenido a la comunidad de NYA a lo largo de los desafíos del último año y nos han brindado optimismo para lo que nos espera. We are very grateful for the generosity and support of donors and volunteers who enable NYA to meet the needs and fulfill the dreams of those it serves despite these uncertain times. As we make plans to return to in-person learning in the summer and fall, our top priority is ensuring a safe campus and healthy learning environment for our staff, students, and families, all of whom have been hard hit by COVID-19. To achieve this goal, proceeds from tonight's benefit will go towards a safe reopening. While the virtual event is open for all to attend free of charge, we welcome your sponsorships, contributions, and donations. Please consider giving generously to help build NYA's operating account. Visit our virtual pop-up store to purchase teacher wish list items for a safe return to NYA's in-person after-school programs. Tonight, we will honor our 6 outstanding graduating seniors and distribute well-earned scholarship awards to them and to 13 deserving college undergraduate alumni. Help guarantee that NYA can continue to mentor, educate, and empower at-risk youth, enabling them to become successful students, responsible citizens, and passionate human beings who give back to their families and communities, making this world a better place for us all to live in. Thank you for supporting NYA's 38th annual scholarship benefit and from partnering with us to live out NYA's motto, Together We Succeed. Gracias por apoyar el 38º beneficio anual de premios de becas de NYA y por asociarse con nosotros para vivir el lema de NYA, Juntos Triunfamos. And now, it is my great pleasure to introduce NYA Board of Trustees President and Executive Officer Bob Williams. Thank you, Bob, for leading NYA forward with ingenuity, grace, and faith-filled determination. By your example, we are inspired to put NYA's motto into practice and to ensure NYA's financial stability and long-term service to the Venice community.
Thank you, Sarah, and welcome, everyone. Bienvenidos a todos to this year's Scholarship Awards benefit. It's such a joy to greet you from NYA's campus here in Venice, where we look forward to welcoming the students and families back in June. A special word of greeting and thanks to those of you who are parents of NYA students. It's been a heroic year, and we've been so happy to be in partnership with you and to appreciate the resilience and the strength that have been demonstrated in dealing with this year's challenges. We say a special Happy Mother's Day to those of you who are celebrating on Sunday and also on Monday, on Mother's Day in the Latin American tradition. Happy Mother's Day to you and also to you who are fathers of our beloved NYA students. You know, our theme, our motto, Together We Succeed, has never been more true than it has been this past year. We've all pulled together and just grown and learned from these challenges that we've faced during the pandemic. But this is not the first time that NYA has faced a global pandemic. NYA was in existence in 1918 when the influenza pandemic shut down the city, much as coronavirus did this past year. Here's a photograph of NYA in its first year of operation in 1907 as the neighborhood house downtown Los Angeles. Here you see the students sitting on the porch and standing on the sidewalk. There are pioneers in starting the spirit of together we succeed. Truly, volunteerism and resilience are in the DNA of NYA. And this year, rather than present one or two community service awards, we would like to present a group community service award to all the volunteers who have made such a difference in this difficult 14-month period. First, the Board of Trustees, our chair, Bishop John Harvey Taylor, who's provided constant leadership and also succeeded in raising new permanent operating funds for the agency. I also thank Joe Silver, who co-chairs the Investors in Education initiative, which raises fully 1/3 of NYA's annual budget. To Gideon Rosenthal, who leads the tutoring efforts and also co-chaired the family food drive that made such a difference during the weeks of the pandemic. To Sarah Newman, our chair of this benefit, now her second virtual fundraiser that has raised record amounts for scholarships of direct aid to our students. Thank you, Sarah. To Joan Kazarowski and Las Doradas, a huge shout out to these wonderful friends, to you all who have raised record funds through your grants this year and also have provided a new laptop to each of NYA's graduating seniors. Thank you so much. Trustee Adrian Fairborn has secured new grants and also made possible the taping of an episode of Netflix The Home Edit Show at NYA, which totally remodeled one of our classrooms, and we're so grateful for that effort. Our board secretary, Adri Butler, chairs the Development Committee, which succeeded in raising $100,000 in new funding this last year to close the budget gap. To Marisol Barrios Perez, who with her sister Vanessa secured back-to-school supplies for all students and family grocery cards for all of the families at the beginning of the fall. That was greatly appreciated. Our board vice chair, Wendell Barner, continues his longtime service to NYA and leads the audit committee. We're so grateful to Wendell. And then special thanks to our NYA treasurer, Steve Algert, who during this past difficult year secured funding through the Paycheck Protection Program under the Federal CARES Act that directly benefited NYA and kept the agency running. Thank you to our trustees. We all serve in the spirit of lifetime trustee Ann Stewart Lucas, who volunteered at NYA for more than 50 years and was the chair of the board for a number of those years, the president of the board. And it is in Ann's honor this evening that we are able to name 19 Ann Stewart Lucas Scholars, thanks to a generous grant from the Dwight Stewart Youth Fund. Thank you so much for that opportunity. I thank our volunteer tutors, all 30 of them, who helped the students this year by Zoom with subjects ranging from calculus and computer science to creative writing and job preparation. We're so grateful to our volunteers. And to our Episcopal parish partners, while NYA's program is fully non-sectarian, we're especially grateful for the long-standing support of St. Matthew's Pacific Palisades, of St. Bede's Church in Mar Vista, St. Augustine's Episcopal Church in Santa Monica. They continue their generous support. And this year in particular, I would like to thank the Reverend Canon James Newman, longtime rector of St. Bede's in Mar Vista, who is retiring after providing decades of service in the community and to NYA. Thank you so much, Canon Newman. We wish you every happiness in your retirement. And all of these generous volunteer efforts are coordinated through our dedicated staff. Sonia Hernandez, our site director, Mike Hernandez, Director of Development and Management Services, Abby Vibiano, Assistant Site Director, who is also parent coordinator and teacher of the youngest elementary students. Abby's been with NYA for more than 30 years, and we're so deeply grateful for her longstanding commitment to the agency. We also thank Alex Halpern, college coordinator, Christine Cabrera, middle school classroom teacher, and our teacher of the year this year, Esme Martinez, who teaches Friendship Group 2, the older elementary students, and of course our technology coordinator, Kevin Mateo. Thank you all so much. As you can see, together we truly succeed. Thank you everyone for your support of the Neighborhood Youth Association.
Thank you, Bob, for that interesting history.
The seniors have been through the difficult challenge of remotely learning this whole year. I look up to them because they all were able to complete college applications and essays while still doing their normal schoolwork. I learned from them that even when there are difficult situations that we encounter, we can still find time to accomplish whatever we want to achieve. In this case, they accomplished applying to colleges even without the face-to-face support to better understand any concerns they have. Having to work in a household with distractions and struggling with their mental health during the pandemic. I hope to be as dedicated and motivated as they have been through their senior year.
With the climate that the seniors had this year, the rest of us have looked at them as role models for work ethic and initiative. And now I'd like to introduce Heidi Soriano, who will speak on behalf of the 2021 NYA senior class.
Hello everyone, my name is Heidi Soriano. I'm a graduating senior at Hamilton High School and an incoming freshman at Cal State University, Long Beach. NYA has been a part of my life since I was 10 years old. I always envisioned what it would be like to be a senior, getting ready to go to college while surrounded by the people who made it possible at the NYA Scholarship Dinner. Of course, I had never imagined it in this way. When the pandemic struck and the whole world paused, I started to worry. I had dreamed about going to college since the day NYA took me on my first college tour to UC Irvine. I was afraid that these dreams were going to be put on pause. However, NYA had other plans. It would take a lot more than a global pandemic to stop NYA from supporting us. They continued to provide resources like weekly groceries and our first virtual summer camp. In August, 5 months after all schools, businesses, and everything in between closed down, NYA's college counselor, Alex Halpern, began guiding 5 other seniors and myself through the college application process. As seniors, almost everything we had been looking forward to was canceled or done untraditionally, and we were curious to see what applying to college would look like. As soon as college applications opened, the other seniors and I began to work. Our hopes and dreams were taken very seriously. Not one first draft of an essay made it back to us without marks, and no application was turned in on the last minute. We were still held to high expectations and pushed to be as productive as possible, just as in-person counseling would have been. I have known my fellow NYA seniors for the majority of my years at NYA, but through the pandemic and constant Zoom meetings, I grew closer to them this year than ever. We met virtually outside of NYA to keep each other productive and lean on each other for outside problems as well. After we finished submitting our applications, we went to the park to celebrate all the hard work and late nights we put in together. This college application journey would have been a lot less exciting and a lot lonelier had I been doing it alone. NYA not only helped me achieve my dreams of becoming college bound, but it also gave me supportive friends to go through this journey with. That is what NYA is all about. We aren't just an organization, we are also a family. On behalf of all the seniors, we'd like to thank the fantastic staff, our amazing donors, and the Las Doradas for the significant impact they had in our success. None of this would have been possible without you. And now I'd like to introduce NYA's college coordinator, Alex Halpern.
Thank you, Heidi. We all know that inequalities exist when it comes to college access. First-generation students statistically enroll and graduate at a much lower rate than their peers whose parents attended college. This year, the pandemic truly deepened that divide. Restrictions made working closely with college counselors, visiting campuses, and in-person interviews impossible, all things that increase the likelihood of a student applying to a school. Additionally, there was a massive surge of applications to most selective colleges this year, truly stacking the odds against students for whom the system is already rigged. If you're simply looking at the research coming out now about college admissions this year, the landscape seems bleak. However, in working with this year's NYA seniors, I felt optimistic, uplifted, and inspired every day. As college coordinator, I have worked closely with these 6 students since they entered high school 4 years ago. I have seen how, when faced with personal, academic, and even global challenges, they have been resilient and navigated their way to the other side. For example, they applied to an average of 12 schools each, juggling deadlines and essays, remote schooling and extracurricular activities, managing distance learning for younger siblings and cousins, and the everyday challenges of the pandemic. They were accepted to schools all over the country, from New York to the Midwest to LA. They utilized a range of skills to accomplish these goals. They were organized, had good time management, communicative, and motivated. But if I had to choose one skill that was the true key to their success, it was their sense of community. Like Heidi mentioned, the 6 of them spent hours on Zoom together. They pulled all-nighters together, quietly writing essays or filling applications on their own computers, and occasionally stopping to check in on each other or edit each other's work. They were a moral support for one another and each other's biggest cheerleaders. After our weekly meetings, I would log off thinking the session was over, but the 6 of them would stay on, continuing to work together. I have never seen a class with so much unity, who were so willing to provide each other with that level of support. At a time when we are physically distanced, they managed to get closer. And I have to say, this is a real superpower that will serve them well in the years to come. Even though they are all going to different schools in different cities, they will be experiencing the same things, and I hope they continue to lean on each other and maintain that sense of community and family that they fostered this year. I'm so proud of the work they put in, as well as the support that they provided each other. And without further ado, it's time to present this year's NYA Scholarship recipients. Thanks to a generous grant from the Dwight Stewart Youth Fund, all NYA Scholarship recipients are Ann Stewart Lucas Scholars, in addition to receiving the following awards. The Joan M. Reitzel Memorial NYA Scholarship Award goes to Litzy Bautista, incoming junior at Hobart and William Smith Colleges with a double major in Political Science and Latin American Studies. Adriana Diego, an incoming senior at the University of California, Santa Cruz with a major in Neuroscience and a minor in Philosophy. Diana Martinez, an incoming sophomore at the University of California, Santa Cruz with a major in Robotics Engineering. Kevin Mateo, an incoming junior at Cal State LA with a major in Computer Science. Heidi Soriano, currently a senior at Alexander Hamilton High School, attending Cal State Long Beach with a major in Mechanical Engineering.
This is the 10th year that the NYA Tiedemann Scholarship, established by beloved honorary canon Mar Jennings in honor of my mother Tita Mann, has been providing scholarships for worthy NYA graduates. It brings me great joy to be carrying out their legacy by presenting 2021's 6 NYA Tiedemann Scholarship recipients. Samantha Banuelos, currently a senior at Animo Venice Charter High School, attending UC San Diego with a major in biology and forensic science. Daniel Miguel Cabrera, incoming senior at California State University, Monterey Bay, majoring in psychology with a minor in music. Raquel Gonzalez, incoming junior at Cal State Monterey Bay with a major in biology. Jesus Guido, incoming senior at University of California, Santa Barbara, with a major in psychology and brain sciences and a minor in Italian. Matthew Hernandez, incoming senior at Cal State Northridge with a major in construction management. Jessica Mejia, incoming junior at Mount St. Mary's University with a major in psychology and child development.
The St. Bede's Bonnie Dawson NYA Scholarship Award goes to Magda Sanchez, an incoming junior at California State University, Bakersfield, with a major in nursing. The St. Bede's Ruth Nicastro NYA Scholarship Award goes to Jocelyn Perez, an incoming sophomore at the University of California, Irvine, with a major in computer science. The Betty Perry NYA Scholarship Award goes to Jessica Mejia, an incoming junior at Mount St. Mary's University with a major in psychology and child development.
The Mar Vista Farmers Market NYA Scholarship Award goes to Ellen Bautista, currently a senior at University High School, attending Santa Monica Community College with an undeclared major. Alexander Curiel, currently a senior at Animo Venice Charter High School, attending Cal State Northridge with a major in psychology. Jessica Hernandez, currently a senior at Santa Monica High School, attending San Jose State University with an undeclared major. Esmeralda Martinez, incoming junior at West Los Angeles Community College with a major in child development.
The Los Doradas NYA Scholarship Award goes to Andy Bautista, currently a senior at Culver City High School, attending SciArc with a major in architecture.
The Investors in Education NYA Scholarship Award goes to Leslie Mendoza, incoming senior at the University of California, Berkeley, with a double major in legal studies and ethnic studies and a minor in race and the law.
On behalf of NYA, I'd like to present the NYA Special Awards. These awards honor the youth leaders who have demonstrated exceptional leadership this year and are accompanied by a $250 scholarship. We begin with the Adele M. Martinez Award. This award recognizes the student who possesses the positive, independent spirit of youth, the determination to beat the odds, and thrived in the face of adversity. The Adele M. Martinez Award goes to Heidi Soriano. The NYA Youth Leader Award goes to the youth leader who demonstrated professionalism, communication, critical thinking skills, self-confidence, and all of the qualities required to be a youth leader. The NYA Youth Leader Award goes to Brenda Diego. The Spirit of NYA Award recognizes the student who has made exceptional improvements in the areas of education, personal and leadership development, and has tireless commitment to their community. The Spirit of NYA Award goes to Alan Bautista. The NYA Academic Achievement Award recognizes the student that has shown a consistently high level of academic achievement and possesses the highest cumulative GPA among all outgoing seniors. The NYA Academic Achievement Award goes to Samantha Banuelos. And finally, the Character Counts Award. This award recognizes the youth leader who shows honesty, integrity, respect for others, and kindness, as well as contributes to the betterment of others by giving back to the community. The Character Counts Award goes to Heidi Soriano. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of the award winners and scholarship recipients.
This year has certainly not been without its challenges. However, we have so much hope for the future, both at NYA and for our community. Now I'd like to present a video made by Jeff Lubin that embodies tonight's theme, Help and Hope. Enjoy.
The moment I realized COVID was serious was when I had heard it reached Los Angeles.
I got an email from my school's president saying that we weren't coming back.
Campus sent an email to all the students saying that the rest of the school year was going to be online.
I had to pack up everything from my dorm, and I saw the 405 freeway and it was empty. It was just a ghost town.
Both my parents lost their jobs, and it has been a similar case for other people in my community.
My mom got COVID during winter break, and it created a lot of stress within my family. All of us were scared.
The idea of losing my parents or anyone else I know and care about due to COVID scared me more than anything.
And it directly impacted all of us by affecting our mental, emotional, and physical health.
Like a lot of other people, I didn't think a year after we'd still be in a pandemic.
NYA also fed my family for multiple weeks.
NYA helped us out with groceries and other things, necessities that we really needed.
NYA has given me the necessary social and leadership skills required for me to learn in this online environment.
There are people who believe in me and support me, and when times get tough, I always remind myself to keep going. And if I ever forget, NYA has a way of staying in my life, as I know I can count on past mentors to keep in touch with me and make sure I do not stray from my path.
A hope that I have for my future is to be able to utilize my neuroscience degree to give back to my family and to give back to my NYA family who helped make me the person I am today.
One hope I have for myself in the future is to help as many people as I can. I want to give help to those unfortunate people who did not have the same resources or support system that I had. I was lucky to have NYA and a supporting family who pushed me to maximize my potential.
And I just really want to thank NYA for helping us and being there for us. And also the people, the sponsors, also because they helped us pay for all that food that we really needed. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you to NYA and all the sponsors supporting NYA for continuous support towards students such as myself.
I would like to thank the NYA staff and the scholarship donors for being such an important part in my journey of achieving a higher education, and being so kind and wanting to give back to youth leaders and the alumni, and being able to help us accomplish our educational and life goals.
I am thankful to everyone in NYA for spending their time to help empower students and lead them to a path of resilience and a life of consequence.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sonia Hernandez, Site Director of NYA. Thank you for being here tonight. It is because of your generous support that we are able to provide services and resources to our students that they otherwise would not have access to, or the knowledge that such exist. This past year and a half has been very difficult for our students, with them having to do distance learning and lacking the proper academic support. Thankfully, we were fortunate enough to continue our program via Zoom and provide the support that they needed. They are very excited, staff and students, to return to on-site learning. However, in order for us to be able to safely do that, there are many changes that we need to do and many precautions that we need to take. We ask for your support so that we may be able to purchase the much needed equipment and supplies. There are a couple of ways you can do that. You can make a purchase directly from Amazon via our Amazon wish list, or you can donate towards the purchase of an item from our Amazon wish list. You may also share this information with anyone that you think would be interested in supporting us. Please visit our NYA pop-up store on our NYA webpage. You will find all the information needed to make your donations. Once again, I thank you so much for being here and for always supporting NYA, or for your new support to NYA. We welcome new and old. Lastly, once you feel that it is safe to do so, I welcome you to come visit us on site so that you can see how your donations are being put to use. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.
Thank you all so much for being here and supporting NYA.
See you all next year.